What's going on, guys? Philly here right now, and we're just making this video talking about Charlottesville. My name is Winston, and I'm here with Reverend Larry Falcon. We're RMS Philly. RMS stands for Revolution Movement Society. Okay, so today is Saturday. It was August the 11th, 2018, a day after the 1 year anniversary of Charlottesville. And what we're going to talk about today is just, some of the things that have been going on, and what is Charlottesville? What does it mean for our nation? What does it mean for our country? Okay, so as I always say, please share this video if it's helped you in any way. We make these videos to help spread the knowledge of what's going on and what's happening in our country. Okay, so first let's look here. We have Esquire right here pulled up, and Esquire says, I think this was yesterday. I believe it was yesterday, where it says, It is 1 year now from the day on which actual Nazis made a kind of war in Charlottesville, Virginia, and a 20-year-old from Ohio named James Fields Jr. decided to cap off the day by driving his 2010 Dodge Challenger down a pedestrian mall. Fields injured 18 people and he killed one, a 32-year-old legal aide named Heather Iyer. In a parking garage, a 20-year-old African American special education teacher named DeAndre Harris was assaulted by a group um, of actual Nazis who beat him with their fists. And did you see that footage? I think I remember seeing that.
Mhm.
You guys probably know what I'm talking about. Uh, who beat him with their fists and metal pipes. Four men were arrested. Two of them eventually were convicted in jury trials. One of those men was named Scott Goodwin. And this story goes on, okay? Um, Essentially, this was, in my opinion, Charlottesville. It wasn't like this was something that was awful in the sense that, we can't believe that, this is happening because people, this is a free country and neo-Nazis have been in the nation for a while. But the problem was the response, the response from our president, how that turned out. And, I'm going to turn over Larry Falcon right here and just talk about, how these things kind of, sorry, I put my hand in front of the camera here. I used to having this camera face this way, but I'm just going to turn over Larry Falcon and we're going to talk a second about, what was the response from the president? What did it do? How has it changed our nation? Because we truly are in a new nation now. Let's turn this camera around here. Okay. Now, what is your take on this, Larry? Well, the take on what happened and what's happened now. How's our nation changed? And of course, you've been to war and seen all kind of things in this nation. What do you think this means for our nation? What do you think it meant, and how's our nation changed?
Well, first of all, the men that were marching in Charlottesville were wearing brown shirts. And the brown shirts started with Adolf Hitler. They were a civilian paramilitary force which assaulted many Jews on the sidewalks, in their houses, in their places of business. And the very fact that these men in Charlottesville came dressed that way with torches meant they came to create violence. They're a paramilitary group. And then, of course, when the president made a speech about it, rather than offering consolation and love, he equated both groups. He equated the protests against the white supremacist paramilitary brown shirt with the other people. He said it were good people on both sides. So he didn't help the situation at all. But his true colors really came out because the president of the United States is a racist. He is a racist. My Bible says, "By their fruit you shall know them." This man's leaving rotten fruit everywhere he goes. So that's basically my take on it. And he's emboldened white supremacists all over this world.
Now, why do you say that?
Because he said there's good people on both sides, and rather than condemning their actions, he basically gave them the right way. So that emboldened white supremacists in this country, KKK, paramilitary groups, all of them.
And I believe even David Duke said he was, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said something along the lines of he's proud of what President Trump is doing after I think that they basically begged President Trump, to come out and say some kind of disparaging remark, days after, which I think he did days later, about the neo Nazis in Charlottesville. And he finally came out and said something, saying something like he's not associated with the KKK or something like that. But even David Duke comes out and says, what was David Duke? What the Grand Wizard of the KKK or something like that, or President of the KKK? And this guy says, still, going home about that, says, we're proud of what our president Donald Trump is doing, and he said it in reference to all that's happening. It wasn't like he was just saying I'm proud because he's bringing, this to my community or that. He was talking about the fact that he's made the climate in this nation change, uh, and that's really the crazy. I'm going to turn this camera around here for a second. That's one of the crazy things that is happening here, guys, is that people, they look at Charlottesville and they say, well, it doesn't really matter. But it's not just Charlottesville. It's not the whole thing, and the thing that changed everything. But it is something that people will look back on at the very least and say, this is when you could really tell. It's just like, for example, Donald Trump with meeting Putin, and when he met Putin, you saw they sat side by side that Donald Trump sided with Putin over the United States, over his own intelligence, And here he had the chance to, put all those rumors to rest if he was truly telling the truth. But instead, he doubled down. He showed you whose side he really was on. And it's the same thing with this prior to that with Charlottesville. He had the opportunity to stand with black and brown people and say, and with the Jewish community who these people are protesting against. And it's not like it's a secret. It's not like, right, Larry? It's not like it's like, oh my goodness, neo-Nazis, they do like blacks, but it's no, these people, they're against them. It's obvious, yes, they're against, we're marching because we're against, we believe that, and they believe that, immigrants, blacks, not neo-Nazis, blacks, Jews, that they're taking away, just like in Germany, they tried to say that Jews were taken away from the nation, which caused, made it easier for them to then go and force these Jews into ghettos because they were lying and spewing out propaganda against these people, and it's the same thing now. But Donald Trump continually says we need to make our country great again. We need to make America great again. Okay. Also, I heard this movie out. There's this movie out. I haven't watched it, but I'm going to see it called The Black Klansman. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, by Spike Lee.
Yeah, and I heard someone reviewing the movie, and they were saying that David Duke on the Phil Donahue show was actually saying make America great again. Years ago he was saying make America great again and things like that. And of course, Donald Trump's not the first person to say that. We do know that, but that is type of a dog whistle, to say that, to bring America back to a time when it was, somehow more prosperous than it is, but really to bring America to a more of a racist time where minorities and immigrants did not have rights and did not have really a voice in this nation. Me being a minority, I look at Charlottesville and different instances of our president as just something that's to be expected, to say the truth, because I don't expect. Because I believe the president is racist. Some people will say, well, Donald Trump cannot be racist because Donald Trump has had dealings with people like Omarosa. Okay, he has what's the guy over HUD name again? The guy over HUD, Ben Carson or something like that. There are people that Donald Trump's, even in the 80s and 90s, Donald Trump has had. I think he was attempting to be the manager of Mike Tyson, and he had a lot of fights with black, fighters and all these kind of things. He'll say, okay, well, look, Donald Trump can't be racist because he's around black people. And people don't understand, you can be racist being around black people. It's just like, for example, Donald Trump hates immigrants. Those people agree, yeah, he is something against immigrants, but most of his wives were immigrants. Just because you can, it's not impossible for you to hate a group, at the same time, and not embrace some, you understand? Just like there are people who are racist that will hang with certain black people because the black people themselves are racist, okay? If I'm a white guy and I hate black people, and I say, yeah, black people never work. They're always gangbanging. And there's another black guy at my job, and he says the exact same thing. Me talking to him is not because he's black, so I make me not a racist anymore, okay? Just because he's black, okay? So, and, you look at a group like the KKK, and I'm sure you're not able to, join and, walk with hoods and everything if you're black. But there are other groups that are not that are similar to the KKK, but are not that out in the open with what they're doing, but they will definitely accept black people or different people if they're going to join them what they're thinking is. So that's just what we're trying to say here, that these things you see with this guy, in this march, which was, it was nothing good about this. It was nothing godly about this. He essentially drove his car to a crowd of people who were protesting, and our president could have said, what happened was wrong. This woman died for no good reason at all. She was trying to protest for the sanctity and the, true democracy of America, which you could see was being pulled down. And on top of it, not only did she die, on top of that, the president wouldn't even stand up for her. But you see, he did stand up for what Vladimir Putin said. When Vladimir Putin said that he did not interfere. When he did stand up for Vladimir Putin, when the president says that he told him he did not interfere for our elections, which I also believe is a lie, because they asked Vladimir Putin at that very meeting, did he help him win? And he said, yes, I did. Yes, I did. But I'm just saying, I'm using it as an example to say, because you see how he would stand up with him and defend it, but he has an extremely hard time defending, black and brown people, but he has an easy time saying things against them, such as stop protesting, things like that. So, this is not hard to understand. Some of you guys are on the fence of who our president is. Look at what he does. Like you said, Reverend Larry, it's about looking at that person's fruit, what they do, not what they say, but what they do. You may say, "Oh, I'm not a racist." You may say people are calling him racist and joke about it, but it's about what he does. It's about what he does, and it shows that he's racist. Okay, I never thought that Donald Trump was racist. Even though if I looked at what he had done over the years, I could have probably seen it. But before he was president, I never thought that he was racist. Okay, because I really didn't pay attention to him like that. But then when he became president, I saw what he was doing and checked up on his past. I said, "Wow, this man is a really evil man. He's racist." So that's it for today, guys.
Let me add something.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna turn this camera around.
Right now, Brother Winston and I are venting across the nation. People are venting. Venting is important. If my washing machine doesn't agitate, my clothes don't get clean. But venting is not enough. We need voting. If you're not registered to vote, register.
Right.
Vote this November. It's an important event,
Right.
but it's more important. It's more important that we vote and work hard to get a lot of people out to vote. Then we can make significant change, and we can put a stop to a whole lot of what this man is doing.
Right. That's right. Yeah, you guys. So we're signing out, and talk to you guys later.